I mean, that was a big win. It's a good team. I thought our guys showed a lot of fight coming back from down 16. I thought our effort to close the first half and then majority of the second half was much better. I think Rojas gave us a huge spark. We kind of went small and figured out a lineup that could guard them a little bit better. Defensively, we weren't very good tonight, but especially to start the game. So, we got to do a better job coming out ready to play defensively. But I did, thought we showed a lot of character, a lot of fight. And, again, we didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but we figured out a way to score enough points. 24-3 on the offensive boards, where the last game it was 15-0 the wrong way. So, huge point of emphasis was a rebounding, out-rebounding by 21. Herb had 7 offensive boards himself. So, and he's still a little hobbled, you can tell, but did a really good job. I thought we got great minutes from Jawan Gary off the bench too. He gave us a spark, and him and Rowe kind of gave us those where we could play a little smaller and guard them that way. I thought John Petty, even though he didn't shoot it well, he ended up leading the team in plus minus with 12. So I thought his effort he stayed engaged the whole game. So, got to give him a lot of credit to when you're not making shots to still stay engaged and do what we had to do to get a win there at the end. But a lot of guys, Bruner and Reese wasn't a game where, we needed the bigs as much. We went a little smaller. I thought their attitudes were great. Bruner came back in at the end, gave us a huge close to the game with that block. He had a steal, he had a tip in. So, I like where a lot of our guys are at. Attitude-wise, we got to do a better job coming out of the gate on the defensive end, being locked into the scouting report and not giving shooters shots like we did tonight.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go ahead and start taking some questions. Let's start with Cecil Hurt. Go ahead, Cecil.
Hey, Coach. Was curious on the three-pointer that Rojas made to break the tie with 1:14. It looked like it went in and came out the way that you've sort of preached offensively, and he had a pretty open look at that. What did you see on that play?
Was that the one that Herb passed to him, or was that the one that Shaq hit to him?
Yes.
Herb, yeah, I thought that was an unbelievable pass by Herb coming out of that, from that opposite baseline. That's how we want to play. I mean, you want to paint, touch, kick out threes. They're wide open. You make a lot higher percentage of them. Offense hasn't been flowing nearly as much as we'd like. We're obviously missing Kyra a little bit. He's created a lot of open shots for our shooters where we got to get a little bit better. I thought the offense was better tonight than it was against Clemson. I thought we had a good day of practice with it, and those are the type of shots we want. We got to do a better job finishing at the rim. Where if teams want to fan out and take away the threes, we got to be able to finish on some guys at the rim. But yeah, those definitely the threes we're looking for.
Go to Michael Casagrande.
Yeah, we only saw Quinterly out there for 17 minutes, and I don't think he played much in the last half of the second half. What was behind his?
He's got to guard better.
I
mean, our offense was good enough to win the game tonight. Our defense was not for large portions of it. We got points per possession on defense. He was a 1.48 tonight. So, in the amount of time he was in, they scored it at way too high a clip. Gave up that 1-3 late in the shot clock at the end there. We didn't think he closed hard enough. We just got to get him to play a little bit harder on defense. I think offensively he's really talented. He can help our offense be really good. And he's not the only one. We got to get everybody that's in the game to give us a lot better effort at times on the defensive end of the floor.
Next question goes to William Galloway.
Coach James Rojas with a season high of 11 points tonight. Talk about what he was able to do on offense, and do you want to incorporate him more going into future games, trying to finish more at the rim? I know that's something he struggled in earlier in the season.
Yeah, I mean, he's a hard-playing guy that just kind of figures it out, and I'm really happy for him. We don't win the game without his effort tonight. So, the 11 points is great. The threes that he hit, he hit 2 of them were huge for us. But the biggest thing he did was able to guard Gurley, and then we could switch with him and he could stay in front of guards. And, Gurley didn't score much on him. He wasn't letting him back him down. He's fighting his back down. I thought his defensive effort was really where he won the game for us there.
Next question, Tony Sukalis.
Yeah, you've talked about getting Jawan Gary into the game. The last few games, you were able to do that. He really provided a spark. What did you see from him, and is his minutes, are they on the rise moving forward?
Yeah, I think so. He scored 10 points in 8 minutes. Maybe should have got him a few more even. I mean, when he was in, our defensive efficiency was a 0.42, which is great. I mean, the 8 minutes he's in, they didn't score at a very high clip. So, we're trying to get better defenders. He's big, strong, athletic, plays hard. And the 10 points is kind of bonus, but, he gets to the old boards and finishes at the rim, and we got him a few layups in there, and he should have even missed the one. He could have easily had 12. So, yeah, I think Jawan and Rojas kind of give us that strong, tough, physical four-man. Then you can slide Herb to the one, and you're pretty good defensively. When you've got Herb playing at the one with, he's got some length on some of those guards.
Let's go to Steve Moulton.
Coach, congratulations on the win. I know you mentioned about effort and what kind of effort you need to see out of your team, but I do wonder, free throw shooting wise, how big of a concern is that here moving forward?
I'm not overly concerned with it just because we were 19 of 22, I believe, last game. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive that's what yeah, that's correct. So I don't think we're a bad free throw shooting team. Shaq's one of the best free throw shooters on the team. He goes over 4 at the end. I think he missed a kick ahead. He probably should have thrown it ahead. We would have had a dunk. I thought we had a 2-on-0, and some guys kind of said something to him. I don't know if that kind of he started thinking about that instead of focusing on his free throws. But, if Shaq hits those last 4, we're 17 at 25's not nearly as bad as 13 at 25. So, we got to make them. Herb was 2 for 4. Herb's worked a lot on his shooting. He 2 for 2 from 3, but he had been shooting a pretty high clip from the free throw line. So Petty, Herb, Shaq all go 50%. Jawan Gary goes 50%. We got to do better. So I'm not overly concerned like it's going to be a problem on the year after going 19 to 22 last game. But, yeah, we got to do better next game for sure.
All right, we're going to go back to Cecil Hurt.
One more thing on James Rojas, Coach. He also took the ball to the basket and drew the 5th foul on Mounts for Furman, and he was out the last 8 minutes. How big was his absence and James taking the ball right at it?
It was huge. I mean, Mounts had 21 points in 16 and a half minutes on us. He was easily their most efficient offensive player. We knew they were playing him with 4 for a large part of the second half. We had called a play to go right at him, and Rose, we just basically said whoever Mounts is on, we're running the play for him and kind of cleared it out. Rowe went at him, and Rose pretty good at that scoop shot. He kind of scooped it under. Mounts came down and hit him on the arm. I may have been the play of the game, to be honest with you, because, if Mounts is in, we're having a hard time getting stops against them. So he was, he was good. I'm looking right now at the numbers. Mounts was when he was in the game, they were a 1.6 on offense, which is by far and away their best offense. I think their second highest guy was a 1.25 with Bothwell. So, Mounts made them go better than anybody tonight, and to get him fouled out was huge.
All right, we got time for a couple more questions, starting with Tyler Martin.
Yeah, Coach, combined with what happened in Atlanta, coming tonight, facing some adversity, 16 points down in the first half, did you kind of feel like this was kind of wake-up call, and this is what your guys needed to face some adversity and overcome it early in the season before conference play gets going in a few weeks?
I was hoping the Clemson game was a wake-up call, to be honest with you. I thought we were a really good team. I thought, we should have been able to beat Clemson. They're good. And I think they're going to be really good in the ACC. I don't know what they did tonight. I know they were in a dogfight with Virginia Tech. But, I think they're going to finish pretty good in the ACC due to their defense. I was hoping that was the wake-up call. If that wasn't it, maybe the first half tonight's going to be it, because you can't just walk out there and hoop. Like, it's got to be an attention to detail. There's got to be an effort that demands a win, and we didn't have it for the first 16 minutes tonight. So I thought we closed the first half with a lot better effort. I think we closed on a 5-0 run. Got it cut to a manageable number, I think, after we were down 16. And Then the second half, it was better. Still wasn't good enough, though. I mean, without Mounts fouling out, we probably lose this game, to be honest with you. So hopefully this is a wake-up call. We got to get better on D. We're going to play a lineup that plays better on defense. There's going to be some changes in minutes, probably, just based on the fact that we got to get a lot better on defense.
All right, any other questions for Coach before we sign off here? All right, last question will go to Steve Moulton.
Coach, to that point, do you still feel like you're shuffling the right kind of lineups? What can we expect now that you are going to be playing 2 more games this week?
I mean, it's hard because we've got some depth. We got a couple guys that didn't play at all tonight that I think are going to be pretty good players for us. Juwan wasn't able to practice with us all preseason because of the knee injury. He was able to practice in limited stuff, and now he's coming. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to shuffle it, but obviously, Juwan and Rojas probably deserve more minutes. With the way they played tonight, some guys are gonna have to lose some minutes for those guys to gain some minutes. So we'll see what happens. The good thing is we're not gonna practice tomorrow. We'll go Thursday, Friday. We can see what guys want to do in practice. But some of it's gonna some guys give you a pretty good effort in practice, and all of a sudden it comes out in a game, and it's just not there. I don't have an answer for some of that, but if they can't do it in a game, they're not going to be able to play as many minutes as they'd like. That's for sure.
All right, thank you, Coach.